Summit in Washington, D.C. about 3 weeks ago. And that was really cool because I got to go with my dad. So my dad was there. He works in this type of industry too. So I kind of get to go to a conference with my own dad, being there for two totally different reasons, but just like, we're meeting people and, they're like, are you guys father-son? I'm like, yes, we are. Yeah. It was a pretty cool experience because, not many people get to do something like that. So it was something that, I'll remember forever. I'll cherish that. It was really cool. Number 2, I got to go play basketball at Madison Square Garden with Brian Westbrook.
That's what's up.
So, he's one of my favorite players growing up. He's a baller, by the way. Thank God we had him because I missed about 15 layups. So, we ended up winning both games we played, and it was just a really cool experience. And we were there on behalf of one of our investors. So, it was a really cool way to kind of network and kind of just, it was just awesome. It was an amazing experience. It was really cool. Number 3 was actually Monday night. Ryan Howard called his first game on ESPN.
Yeah,
so
I've seen that.
Our whole company went. We were there to support him. Actually, we got to sit front row right behind home plate, which I had never got to do before. So it's going to be really tough to go to another Phillies game not doing that because it was awesome. So it was great. And then to see Ryan just be so successful, calling the game. He's a natural in the booth. Just an awesome guy. So it's exciting to see him take that next step in his career as well. Let's see, number 4, I'd say it was my first night being a part of 76 Capital. Got a call from our operations director, Chad Stender. He's like, hey, man, what are you doing right now? I was like, I'm just, I'm doing a little shopping, getting some clothes from work Monday. He's like, how about you meet us in the city? We're having dinner with Ryan Howard on Friday night. And I was like, seriously? Like, let's do it. Like, I'll be there. Like, I dropped everything I was doing. I went there. And for my first night of work to be having dinner with one of my childhood idols and now my boss, it was amazing. So it was just something, and immediately it wasn't like, hey, man, like, I remember watching you, like, thank you for the World Series. It was more like, hey, let's talk about baseball and possible investments. And, like, it was just a different conversation you ever imagine having with your childhood idol. So it's like, it was so cool to kind of have that. And that was my first experience as part of this job. And I'd say, that last Friday, actually, we were at Villanova. Brian Westbrook was speaking on a panel with, Michael Rubin was there. It was just a really cool experience to kind of go and hear some of these guys talk about different ways they think the future of sports is going to be going on. Darren Rebell was there, too. I got to talk to Darren for a while. He's one of those guys in the industry that, I saw his tweets when I was a freshman in college, and it really changed my perspective on sports because, the way you consume sports when you're in high school and stuff, you think it's just, wins and losses, that's it. And then you see Darren Rebell tweeting about the financial impact, every single, sponsorship, every single thing that somebody does in a game, the money impact and the financial impact. So, kind of getting to talk to him a little bit more and then hearing him talk, on a panel, it was just a really cool experience. And Westbrook is so good on panels too, so it was really cool seeing him be really successful up there. So it's just, those are some really cool experiences I've had so far. There's so many more coming down the road. I can't wait to, kind of continue with this.
Yeah, keep me up to date with that, man. Because I'm really following it because I really, I really want to get into. I was talking to my wife one day, and I was just like, I grew up, wanting to get in technology. Because I started off wanting to be like a computer engineer and stuff like that. But I was like, I don't want to do that no more. Like, I want to, get into like sports administration because I always told myself I want to be an agent one day. And but I really wanted to get involved in the sports industry, even if I don't, become an agent. Like I want to, get involved. And I was reading something on TechCrunch, and I'm just like, I want to really get into tech because, like, I'm interested in the esports, in the esports atmosphere, and I was just like, I just want to, somehow, some way, like, figure out how I can, network with people like yourself and just, build relationships and somehow, some way, like, just create something, one day, especially down here in Miami. Like, Miami, it's a beautiful place, but people tend to forget that it's still in the South, and as like for southern cities, like we develop a little bit slower than like the major cities like New York, Philly, LA, Chicago. So I was just like, one day one of my goals is to bring esports down here in Miami. In Florida in general, but like particularly in South Florida, so I could build up in Florida, because there's so many gamers down here. Like I see like NBA 2K, like you could actually be like an owner of like an esports team, and I was like, I really want to do that, like. And soccer down here has risen over the past 10 years, so it's like, and then you got Beckham bringing the team down here, so it's just like I'm just trying to figure out ways to, maneuver and things like that, as time goes by.
Yeah, we're really involved in esports too, and that's something that it's kind of esports and sports betting were the two things recently that we were like, all right, let's get in on this before it gets really popular.
Right.
So our one company is called Nerd Street Gamers. It's really the first amateur esports, center. So we have a location in Philly and a location in Denver. But what it is, it runs tournaments for amateur esports players. So, and these places are awesome. Like I went and visited 2 weeks ago, and it's really just the gamer's paradise. You have, I think, like 100, 200 computer screens with all the highest tech equipment. You can play any game you want to. Again, there's tournaments. You can, win money. You can win, chances to play at national championships, and it's every game. So, it's providing an opportunity, because as esports continues to grow and you can get scholarships for it, and it's a viable career option for some people.
Right.
So it's like, it's basically like how do you have a minor league feeder system to professional gaming? So Nerd Street Gamers is kind of that. So they have all different levels. They're having, again, a national championship series this year they're hosting, and the finals are in Denver in December. But and like college scouts for esports teams will be at these types of things, and you get a college scholarship out of it. So it's kind of taking that stigma away from gaming, that it's just for kids, or it's not a real thing. It's a real thing now. Yeah. There's so much money to be made, and it's exciting, and we're excited to be a part of it. And see, Nerd Street Gamers is growing so much, and they're expanding across the country this year. So
yeah, it is, and it's crazy because I just found out that the school I'm at, they have an esports team. So it's like colleges actually are into esports, like slowly, like, and it's and that's why I was like, I really want to get into it, because it's still growing. Like same thing with podcasting, like it's still growing industry, so yeah, man. And before,
it's exciting.
Yeah, it is, man. Like it's just exciting to think about the different opportunities that we have, not even just in the sports industry, but in all industries, Yeah, man. So before I let you go, because I know you got to get ready for that 76ers game, where do you see yourself 5 to 10 years from now?
So, 5 to 10 years from now, I'm hoping to kind of be a managing partner at 76 Capital. And if not that, I want to be, running a startup, doing something where, maybe Wayne and Ryan are invested in me and I'm working with them. So, I want to be at that next level, because, right now I understand the sports industry, I understand the tech industry. I want to understand the venture capital side a lot. So that's where I'm really focusing my learning right now. But, again, it's been such a, I'm in the weeds of everything. I'm learning everything, and I'm trying really quickly to understand the venture side too. But I'm hoping within a few years I can kind of get that understanding, and I can really make an impact on these companies, and kind of have enough decision-making ability where I can kind of be a managing partner one day. It's exciting to think about, and it kind of keeps me going every day. But why not have that ambition? Like that's kind of how Wayne got his start. And he has a book out there that, if you haven't read it, it's called The 6 Degrees of Wayne Kimmel, and I read that before my interview, and it got me so fired up because he was a lawyer at the age of 29, and all of a sudden he was like, what? I like what these venture capitalists are doing. I want to do that. A few years later, he has his own venture capital fund, and so it can happen quickly, and it's all about having that ambition and drive. So I'm trying to follow his lead and kind of be in that same boat. I want to make companies better and change the world. That's kind of what we're all about. So that's what I'm hoping to be in 5 to 10 years. So we'll see what happens, but trying to keep it going right now.
Well, like I tell everyone, don't forget about me, because I'm here. Hopefully, we'll have some type of ventures, in the future. But yeah, man, that's really what's up, man. Like, it's a beautiful thing. you know, like I said, to see the industry grow, you know, to have people like yourself, you know, helping, you know, evolve the industry, you know, especially when it comes to tech and venture capitalists and things of that nature, esports, even with me, with the media, with the podcasting and stuff like that. It's a beautiful thing, man. Like, you know, we millennials, so.
For sure.
Yeah,
I know. That's what we're supposed to be doing. So now we got to make the best of it, and, you know, got to make this the future.
Right. So you got any shout-outs before we officially close it out?
Sure. Shout out 76 Capital. You know, thank you for the opportunity to give me this position. And, you know, I think we're doing awesome things right now. So Wayne, Chad, Jess, Ryan, John, thank you guys. I'm excited to be a part of the company and see the future. Obviously shout out my family. Thank you for, everything you've taught me down the road. And, thank you for having me on the podcast. This is awesome. You got an awesome, podcast going, and I'm excited to see the future for you as well. And I hopefully to be back on in a few months, few years, whatever you want me to do. So, man,
thank you. Man, thank you again. For coming on the show, like for taking your time. 'Cause I know you're busy. And you gonna come back on the show. Just don't, like I said, don't forget about your boy. But yeah, man,
I got you, man.
That's what's up, man. But this has been your boy DJ Anonymous with SportsBizMusic, the podcast, episode 78 with James Santore, and we out.